Char. So, yes, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Unfortunately, Sir Floyd can't join us today due to prior commitment, but we do have a special guest na mag-hop dito sa call in a few minutes. But, I would like to ask a question first before we start. And this question is relatable to our topic today. So, I wanted to ask everyone. Hold on. Whoops. Ayan. Do you like your job? It seems like a simple question, but for some of us, parang it's hard to answer, right? Most of our audience I know are breadwinners, and I know this is somehow very relatable to the majority. And I believe personally this is a privilege to it's actually a privilege to have a great job that you love, because sometimes, let's face it, we don't really love or enjoying the work that we're doing or we have right now, but we have to do it because it helps us provide for our family. It's not our passion, it is not something that will drive us to do better. Like, parang every time na nadadating yung Monday, nawawala na rin tayo sa mood. And ako, I honestly, I'm guilty. I'm guilty with that because ganun din ako before. And I know maraming makakarelate dyan. So we are so used to complain about our jobs that it is hard to say whether there are people in the world that actually like what they do. Well, of course there are. And these people usually do their thing and don't say much about it. So it is well known that the best job is doing what you are interested in, and you should forget about the time and enjoy what you do. But how can you do it? How can you know that you've found the right job? And I actually, eto, ibigay ko lang sa inyo yung kwento behind this topic. Last week, Sir Floyd asked me ano yung magandang topic for this Monday, and I told him that since it's Valentine's Day, why not we talk about something about love? And this is very personally, I love this topic because I've been there. I know that I'm not the only one, and this is something that I know a lot of people are suffering, I guess, because ayun nga, as mentioned earlier, as a breadwinner, wala kang choice eh. Like, this is the job that this is the job you chose kasi kailangan ng family mo, not really the one that you like. But for you kasi to really improve in your career and at the same time excel on whatever you're doing in life, you really have to love it. So that's what we are going to talk about today. So our topic is all about how to fall in love with your career. So, this is our Valentine's special today. So, here with me is an email copywriter writer and product launch strategist, Joshua Luna. All right. Hi, Josh.
Hi,
How are
Jamie.
you? I
Doing
love
great?
that you're wearing red right now. Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Right. So how are you? How's your weekend? Because today's Monday. Medyo mahirap for some of us to really what do you call this? To function. So how are you? How's your Monday so far?
Well, my Monday is full of surprises. Well, we're working with a lot of stuff as well, and at the same time, I'm enjoying my Monday because I've had this kind of full rest on the weekend. I always see to
Oh,
it
that's
that I
good.
have this
Mm-hmm.
mindset that I have to shut down everything on weekends so that
Mm-hmm.
I can go um, full straight ahead towards my goal every Monday.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Because sometimes people tend to really overwork even on weekend,
Yeah,
and I'm guilty. So it's really really important to have a rest. That's good to know, Josh. But is it okay if you say hi, Muna, to our viewers? We are live again on Kumu and on Facebook page.
hi everyone.
Ayan. All right. So, Josh, can you tell us about yourself, please? Like, what is your job? Why are you in love with it, and all that?
Um, I'm an email copywriter and product launch
Mm-hmm.
strategist for course creators and coaches, mainly on personality growth and development. And
I
at the
see. Mm-hmm.
same time, I do wear a lot of hats. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have a team that I'm currently managing right now. At the
Mm-hmm.
same
Oh
time, I
wow.
have other business as well, aside from this freelancing thing that I'm doing right now.
I see. You're a very busy guy. Wow. I mean, imagine me focusing on one thing. I can't imagine you doing so many things at the same time, and I think it's crazy. But dun tayo papasok sa topic na yun. I think for you to really go with your 100% in terms of working, dun nakikita eh. You'll so get so many accomplishments, so many things to do, but it doesn't matter really because you really love what you're doing. So that's good. um Second question would be, what made you love your work?
I always well, to be honest, I hated copywriting at first.
Oh really? Yeah, okay.
Just to set the record straight. but but I love the market that I'm currently working with, which is
Mm-hmm.
personality growth and development. I love
Oh,
motivation.
okay.
I love high performance. I love strategic thinking, and
Mm-hmm.
that those topic tickles my brain. Those topics gave me huge boost for me to push through with the career that I'm currently doing right now. And at the same time, I love hearing feedback that hey, I love the content that you've written, I love the copy that you've written, it's so
Mm-hmm.
profound and it gave me a lot of insight. Those things, even if it's not a sale, it's really good, it's a really good validation on the things that you've invested in yourself, and at the same time the work
Right.
that you've put in throughout the years, and then it just
Mm-hmm.
and then you're just going to receive those kind of feedbacks.
I see. You know what? I think your love language is words of affirmation.
Yes, it
Right? Yeah, well, same as me. I actually can relate to that because kahit hindi siya, it's not really in the monetary side. If someone really appreciate what you're doing, it's enough, right?
yes.
And may I ask how many years ka na sa email copywriting?
I just started last year, to be honest. I started
Oh,
as a
okay.
social media copywriter where I create copy for the social media
Captions.
content.
I
Yeah.
see.
And then ads.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, what is it about your work that initially attracted you to do it? Like, what is the main reason?
I love having this kind of freedom. I'm an adventurous person.
Mm-hmm.
I love going to places. I love hanging out, working in different cafes. I love, um, going to some sort of kind of an adventure, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing that this kind of work allows me to do that. I'm not tied
Mm-hmm.
into an office, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
tied with the freedom that I have. So that's the thing that made me fall in love with the work that I'm doing right now. It's all about
Right.
freedom and adventure.
But just a quick question, like before copywriting, what are the other job that you had before?
Good question. As I started as back then, maybe 5 years ago, uh, I I'm a collection analyst in one of the biggest BPO companies here in the Philippines.
Oh.
And
Mm-hmm.
then before going to freelancing, I'm an instructor or trainer um,
Mm-hmm.
for that BPO company.
I see. Then why didn't you pursue it? Like ako chika lang ah. Like I'm really curious about it. Like why did you jump into other industry or other career?
I fell in love with how I can customize everything with freelancing.
I see. Okay, okay.
Since I'm an adventurous type of guy, at the same time I love systems. So, working in the BPO company before, I don't have that kind of freedom. Uh,
I see.
my shift is not the regular 8 to 5 kind of thing. I can jump in from different time zones if I wanted to,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
I don't have that freedom, and it feels like routinely. But this
I
time,
see.
with freelancing, I can onboard different clients, different personalities, different business, different mindset, different um uh thing, food, if I may reference it to food, different dishes around the world.
Mhm.
I can eat their different course of meals, different perspective,
Right. You
some sort
have the
of
freedom. Mhm.
yeah.
I actually agree with that. Actually, I just want to share mine. Um I worked with a corporate before for almost 4 years, and the reason why I stayed, it's not because of the monetary benefit, but because of its people. I'm I'm basically attracted not to the my office mates have, but but really to the bond that we have, the culture that we were into, because I think and I believe sometimes it's all about that. The people around you matters in whatever you're doing in terms of your job. And yeah, is there anything else, like what are the
Well,
things that that initially attracted to you to pursue email copywriting?
I love writing. Straight
Really?
out of what. I'm an introverted type of
Ah,
person.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
um
I think so.
and
Like you know what? I've talked to so many copywriters before, and they always have this same common denominator, which is being introvert. So I think that's a perfect job, no, for introverts, the copywriting. Anyway, go
yeah,
on.
yes, I think so. I can relate. I do have a lot of people in my circle, and also my coaches
Mm-hmm.
are also introvert. Uh, Part of it is that growing up, I love taking notes from any trainings that I do, and trainings that I watch online, and trainings that I
Mm-hmm.
attend in different events. And the problem before is that I don't have any outlet to share my thoughts, and
Right, right.
copywriting allowed me to share my thoughts without judgment. First of all, I'm not fond of speaking in public. Although I'm a trainer before, I'm not fond of expressing myself. There are certain avatars that I play with before. Sometimes I wear the trainer Josh, and sometimes
Mm-hmm.
I wear the offline or the drained Josh working behind the scene,
Mm-hmm.
if you know
Right.
what I mean. But copywriting allows me to share my thoughts into writing, share the different things that I have in mind that I
Mm-hmm.
cannot share easily when I'm doing any sort of um, presentation or lives or TikTok reels, something like that. I'm more into writing, and actually, one of the traits that I realized lately is that one of the ways for me to regulate my emotion is to write.
I see. Parang
And
yun yung outlet. That's your outlet, right?
that's my outlet.
Yeah.
So when I found out that, hey, I can do this stuff, um and I can get paid for this,
Mm-hmm.
my strat I can create different strategies for it. At the same time, I can be the person that I want. I can
Oh,
wear
that's so nice. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can be the person that I want without any without me holding myself back.
Oh,
Because
wow,
back
that's
then,
really
when
beautiful.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
when I'm trainer, I have to wear avatars. I have to wear the trainer Josh. I have to wear the supervisor Josh.
Mm-hmm.
So, but right now, I can go all in when I start to ride. I can be
Right.
fast.
That's actually really beautiful. Like it actually help you step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
And sorry, before we go to our next question, hello to our 154 viewers.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you guys for
Thank you.
watching. Again, by the way, before we continue, just to announce, we will be having a Cebu based virtual job fair on February 22 at 3 p.m. So our team will send the link where you can register, and maybe sa day na yon makuha nyo na yung job na gusto nyong makuha. So yon, Josh, I know that I can sense it that you really love what you're doing right now. But
Yeah.
what are the specific things that you're doing right now um helps you to enjoy your work?
Well, one of the biggest factor is I love to curate learnings. I,
True.
I, I'm,
Yeah.
I'm such a huge nerd of learning.
Mm-hmm.
To set it out, I love watch. I spend a lot of time learning. I'm a course hoarder too. So
Mm-hmm. Ay, nako,
that
parehas tayo.
and sometimes it can backfire. But what I learned when I became a copywriter is that I have to train myself to um, look for the things that I'm passionate about and learn it. And that gives me the edge, that gives me credibility and
Mm-hmm.
authority in what I'm currently doing right now. Mm.
Right. But here's the thing, because as what I've mentioned earlier, there are some people right now that doesn't really like their work. They don't like it. They don't find the drive to pursue it, but at the same time they have to because it's a monetary monetary help din kasi sa kanila. So how do you think they can do to enjoy the work that they have right now, even though hindi pa sila ganon ka-attached to it?
Just like every type of romance, you have to there are steps that you have to know. And always starts with um how do I like what are the things that I want to get from what I'm
Mm-hmm.
currently doing right now. That's
Mm-hmm.
the starting point of any relationship. It's the exchange of value. And um
Oh, okay. So it's like a love advice din pala today. Go on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
In both relationship, business or romance or
Career wise.
platonic
Mm-hmm.
ones, career wise, there will always kind of an exchange of value
Mm-hmm.
for you to have this kind of an alignment. And that's the only thing that you have to find. You don't need to know the how, as much as I would want to outline it to you, but
Mm-hmm.
you have to always tie it to your why, to your purpose, to why do you do this.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that you have to love it, but there will come to a point that just like falling in love, you have to chase the woman that you love.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Well, in a
wow.
male's perspective,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you have to
Mm-hmm.
chase
Mm-hmm.
the woman that you love. And just like in career, you have to chase the goals. You have to chase your dreams. You have to go for it,
Right.
to
Mm-hmm.
do the extra mile for it. And
Mm-hmm.
sabi nga pa nga nila, kapag pangarap, patayan kung patayan, right? You have the
Oh
time for
wow. Oh, I love that. Parang movie line yan ah.
yeah. You have to find a way to fell in love with it. And sometimes you just have to know what's the thing that pushes you. Is it your family?
Mhm.
Are you doing this for your
Mhm.
future for sure? Are
Mhm.
you doing this for your loved ones? Are you doing this for self validation? Well, sometimes it backfires, but it's a good
Right.
start. It's a good start.
Mhm.
For me, when I started, I always I felt like this is the path for me to feel validated. Because it's a sales outcome. At the same
Mhm.
time, it also gives me feedback on the things that I'm currently doing easily. Doing things, and yeah, you just have to know. You just have to anchor it. You have to anchor it
Right.
with purpose.
And you have to find the reason why.
Yes. Bakit ko nga ba siya gusto? Yeah.
Right. That's actually really really great to hear now, because a lot of us is just trying to survive, just to make ends meet. And it's really hard to do something that you don't like and actually doing it in in an excellent way, because again, you don't like what you're doing. And the one thing that you need to do is mag-a-adjust ka. You have to adjust. You have to like what you're doing, or kahit hindi like, you have to accept it, that
Mm-mm.
for now this is the thing um that provides your family's needs. And at the same time, it will help you as well, to find out what you really want. If this is not the one that you like, then you know to yourself that you have to find another one. So
Uh,
it gives you clarity as well for you.
Another insight. It's good that you bring that out. One way for you to know if you really
Mm-hmm.
like what you're currently doing right now is to audit yourself. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Audit the past experiences that you have, audit the things that you like, and tie it up into something, and tie it up with your project, or with the work that
Mm-hmm.
you're doing right now. For example, when you're still a kid, you love selling to your friends candies,
Mm-hmm.
papers. Then somehow, maybe along those areas, you're good at sales, and sometimes you're good at taking notes. Maybe you can be a
Mm-hmm.
transcriptionist, or maybe you're good at creating a program, or sometimes you love to write poems. Maybe you're a great storyteller and you can be a copywriter like me, or you can be a good public speaker, a good trainer or a coach. So there are glimpses in your past that makes this whole thing tie up together.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Hel- by the way, hello. Wow, hello to our 220 viewers in Kumu. That's amazing. Also, pala Josh, we are also live in YouTube. So a lot of people are looking or watching us today. And okay, next question would be, what do you find challenging about your work and how do you overcome those challenges?
There will always be time that I have creative block. It's a thing being in the
Yeah.
creative industry.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, what I do is I always have to go to a certain place, different places for me to get back on track. Sometimes I just go to the gym, walk at the
Mhm.
mall, go to an area where it's not familiar for me, but I can find peace in there. It's good. It's a good stimulant for my brain, and that's the biggest thing. Because when you're writing lunches, you have to craft stories. When you're writing content, you have to tie it up to some sort of giving value and story. There are always stories where you can share things when you're a copywriter. It's not just more on selling. Um, so that's what I do, and that's the biggest challenge that I have. Creative block.
So, what did you do to actually overcome it? Because I know you went to different places. Alam mo yun, it sometimes I do that. Um is there anything, or is there someone that really helped you to overcome that? Because I know no man is an island. You will definitely need help from other people. So who
Okay.
are the people that helped
That's a
you?
good point. That's a good point. I'm an overthinker. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the things that I have to set in my mind is that I have a lot of thoughts, and sometimes I cannot write it. So I
Mm-hmm.
always look for a friend. Um, one of my business partner. I always talk to him to validate ideas. If
Mm-hmm.
this story going to work or not. And sometimes I talk to my parents and talk to my crush. I talk to
Oh,
my
that's so sweet. Pwede bang i-shoutout mo sino yung crush mo? Today is the day. No, just kidding. No, 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 it's okay. Okay, so thanks for that, Josh. But before we continue our talk again, guys, if you are in Cebu, we will be having our job fair there on February 22 at 3 p.m. Register at the link that our team sent via the comment section, and malay mo, makuha mo na ang dream job na hinahanap mo.
the
We have here, what are the list? Do we have the list of the job positions that we're looking at? Okay, so while waiting, let's go on with our next question. So, how do you set your goals for your work? Because sometimes, if you don't love your work, you're ano eh, you're just lost. You feel lost. I experienced that before. Kasi just to let you know, I am a social media manager, and during that time, yung mga first months ko sa pagiging social media manager, I don't really like it, but I fell in love in the process. During the process, I fell in love. And then I came up with the goals that I have using the career that I have right now. So, how do you set goals for your work, and what steps do you take to achieve them?
I always well the easiest way that I always do is to set it as an income goal. Then I break it I break it down into what are the action steps that I need for me to get
Mm-hmm.
from this income to that income. How many clients that I have to work with, how many commissions that I have to get, um,
Mm-hmm.
how many hours that I have to spend with a certain client, how many clients that I can accommodate in a monthly basis. Those are it's always in the macro and micro thing. So macro is your income goal, and then you divide um your income goal into micro task.
Right. You know what? I totally agree with the income goal. That's the first thing that you should really consider, the income goal, because it really drives you. Come on. It drives you to be better. It drives you to work hard, and yeah, it's actually effective. It's effective to really put that goal first before anything else. So since you've mentioned that you're into like motivationals, right? What do you do to stay motivated and focused on your work?
I don't believe in motivation. Sorry
You know
about
what?
that.
Oh my gosh. Actually, we're the same. Like, I know that motivation can really help you, but just for short term. Like, I think for you to be really successful, you have to be more on more disciplined than being motivated. Because it will push you definitely, but it's just for short term. Anyway, proceed. Yeah, why do you
Well,
think it's not effective, or why don't you believe in motivations?
I don't believe in motivation because it's just a short burst. I mean, if you're feeling down,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
it's a good way for you to push through. But um, what will drive you is your discipline, the systems that you've created, and the routine that you've created for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's something that's going to make you fall, it's always on the system. There's a quote that I love. I think it's an atomic habit. You
Mm-hmm.
don't fall on the goals that you set. You fall on the levels of your system. So same goes with your motivation. You have motivation is just a short burst. You have to create a system for yourself that's
Mm-hmm.
sustainable, that's highly customizable for you, where
Mm-hmm.
you can easily tweak and change it
Mm-hmm.
along the process.
Right. So, sige, let's um throw away the motivations. But how do you focus on work? Na lang.
I have a system that I have to follow.
Just the system talaga. Well,
Mm.
as for me, actually, I just I took some notes before I ask this question. So I think one thing that I'm doing right now is just to set clear and achievable goals, because if you have this, having a sense of purpose or direction can really help you to stay focused and motivated. Okay, I'm not going to say the word motivated from now on because you're not you're not a believer, but yeah, it really helps you to focus on your work. And one thing I learned throughout the process is, oh, by the way, we have 300 viewers in
Wow.
KUMU. Thank you guys for
Nice.
watching. Okay, so another thing that I learned is to really celebrate your success, whether it's small or big.
Yes.
Celebrating and recognizing and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small, can really help you boost your confidence and motivation. That's something that I've been doing. Like, kahit yung simpleng, I was really stressed last week, so I've decided to watch Slam Dunk yesterday.
Wow.
Because yeah,
Congrats.
that was my reward for myself. So I think you should really celebrate your success. What do you think about that, Josh?
Well, I'm a huge fan of celebrating success. Actually, there are a lot of things in my cart that I haven't checked out yet. So
Wow.
it's more on the it's more on the add to cart things of um at the same time food. I love eating so much.
Right.
So one of the things that I do to reward myself is I always order something, my comfort food, or
Right, right.
something that's really expensive that I want to eat.
I
Well,
see.
I'm a big nerd in terms of food and tech. So whenever I want an Apple Watch, I have to. If I get this number of client, I'm going to buy
Right. So
Apple
it's a
Watch,
reward for
AirPods.
yourself talaga. That's good. And one thing that you should also do to all our viewers to to be more focused is to surround yourself. I believe to surround yourself with positive and supportive people. You
Yeah.
know,
It's not just people. It's the community where you belong to. Um,
yeah,
because the community that you'll be joining with will greatly impact your thinking, your thought patterns, how you move, how you tackle your daily activities, and at the same
mm-hmm.
time, if you're having troubles, they can help you recenter and just get back to the community. I'm having
Right.
this kind of problem, something
Yes,
like that.
a supportive work environment can really help you be motivated and focused. And we do have like a question here from Kenneth Magpantay. He is asking, how do you know if you are on the right track? Like, can you compare at where you are now versus where you want to be? That's a good question.
That's a good question. I know that I'm on the right track if I'm getting um all the goals that I set,
Mm-hmm.
even if I don't get the biggest goal. For example, um, let's set it in. For example, I want to have this sort of income.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I don't hit that income, at least I'm going to get half of it. I'm happy. I always set tiers in my goals, and for
Mm-hmm.
instance that I don't hit the biggest goals, I have to find a way to hit the second and the third one. So there's always steering for me. And for me to know if I'm on the right track, I always audit myself. Auditing really helps you a lot. in terms of your success, in terms of your thoughts, in terms of what you're currently going through right now, your business, your love life, and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Data helps.
Right. And you know what? One thing that you, oh yeah, okay, so that's a different question, but oh no, it's just the same
It's
question.
just the same.
Okay, so other than that, what do you think you should do to be more focused on work? I think one of the most important thing to consider is to find meaning in your work, not just try to connect with the larger purpose or mission of your work and focus on the impact. I'm a huge believer that every one of us have a purpose and mission in life, and might as well look into it through your job right now. I
Mm.
used to be actually I used to be a financial advisor
Wow.
because my yeah, because my goal really is to help other people, and I think it really helped me to find what my purpose is in life because hindi ako nagtagal doon. But the goal is still in there. I love helping people by having that kind of job. It gave me clarity what I really like. So finding a meaning in your work really help in terms of focusing on the work you have right now.
Hmm. It's a good thing that you brought that topic, and it's a really good perspective. One thing that I learned working with one of my client right now, he's a branding coach, and I always love when he discusses brand purpose. So the brand purpose says beyond making money, what's your purpose?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just about the monetary thing. It's on the impact that you want to leave. It's the legacy that you want to leave for the people. What are the things that you would want to contribute in the society, so to speak. But you have to tie it up. I want, for example, a good um, way of seeing this is that if you're coming from, if you're a breadwinner and then you have a brother that's still struggling, how do you help that person? Sometimes you can find purpose in it. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you could help your brother to get a job, to get a project, or you can
Right.
collaborate a business with. Or sometimes your parents are getting old. Do they need a car
Mm-hmm.
now? Then it's a good way for you to push yourself because you have a purpose to find a way to get those goals. It's finding meaning in everything. You just have to find ways to tie it up to a certain meaning, certain
Oh, you
mission.
know what? I because Filipinos are family oriented, and I think
Yes.
the majority of us would love to give their parents something really grand pa. Like it's an ultimate goal for all of us to give back to our family. So maybe that's a goal that they can think of whenever they feel like they're exhausted, they just want to give up. So yeah, that's a really great point. And I think one thing that we should also consider is to continuously learn and grow. Stay
Yes.
curious, embrace new challenges, and seek out opportunities for growth and development.
Mm, for
Yes.
sure.
So, yeah, actually you also mentioned that for us to really, you know, in love with what we're doing is to have a break. Have a break, get plenty of rest, keep a positive attitude and all that. Why do you think it's necessary for you to pause with in your job and try to get some rest?
This perspective is coming from someone who has encountered multiple burnouts when he's starting. So,
Oh.
so when getting out from burnout, it's really hard. It's a
Mm-hmm.
mental state. um, Sometimes even if you have a goal, there's a thing in your mind that I I don't want to get tired again. I don't want to be in that slump. I don't want to get back on that phase, that dark space.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
one of the things that I do is to not only take a break but to take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is a vessel, and this is actually a vehicle, and a vessel, both ways, where it's a way for me to channel blessings to other people. That's why I have to take care of it. And knowing that
Mm-hmm.
helps me to set boundaries for the things that I'm currently doing right now, even if it's relationship or business. I always find
Mm-hmm.
myself having a me time.
It's a like it's a disease. Actually, it's not a disease, but a lot of us are into hustle culture, right?
Yeah,
Like
I think
like
it's a fault of Gary Vaynerchuk. Just kidding.
but yeah, I mean, I've seen so many people na they have sleepless night because they
Mm,
want to hustle, because they think that if you hustle hard, you'll be more successful. And it's kind of bad in your for your mental and physical health. So if you hustle wise, hustle wise.
hustle wisely.
Yeah. And I agree, even if you love your work, it doesn't mean you need to overwork yourself. You need some time to, you know, have an adequate sleep and rest, because it can help you as well to regain your strength and all that. And wow, we have 415 viewers in Kumu. Wow, there's a lot. Thank you guys again for watching. Again, if you have questions, let us know. And if you're looking for a very great job or a dream job, we will be having a Cebu based job openings this sorry, February 20. Oh, sorry, it's February 2020, right? Oh, is Luz here? Okay. Ayan. So, yes, we will be having a Cebu based virtual fair on February 22, 3 to 6 p.m. And you will be having our we're open for different job positions, that content strategy manager, content specialist, user documentation specialist, billing specialist, customer happiness agent. Wow, customer happiness agent, I think I need that. But
We
yeah,
need
there
that.
are plenty of opportunities. Okay, so going back, since we've mentioned about the, taking some rest and all that, especially to us working from home or working remotely, how do you balance the demands of your work with your personal life and relationships? Kasi eto ha, Josh, I just wanted to raise this because I know sa mga movies pa lang, it's just one of the main problems in the relationship is the job. It's like you being too busy and all that. So how do you balance the demands of your work with your personal life and relationship? That's something that I want to know as well.
That's a really good question, and I think I can answer it in this way. The best version of
Mm-hmm.
yourself has boundaries. There's always limits to it. That's the best version of yourself. You cannot go all in with the certain for your work.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, all of the other things will fall. You cannot go on loving someone, spending thousands hours of your time with them, but your income is crumbling. Eventually, that person will
Right.
leave you.
Mm-mm.
So,
Mm-mm.
always the best version of yourself is someone that has boundaries, has limits to it. So one of the things that I do is that I set before I never learned this. I didn't learn this before. Prior to the burnout version of me, I always work 12 hours. But right now, but
12
right now,
hours?
yeah. But
Oh,
right now,
wow.
I'm finding way. I've set myself to only work just like I'm working in a corporate setup. Or sometimes there are things that I will only work for Mondays to Thursday, and I don't work on Fridays until weekend. So
Right. You give yourself boundaries talaga.
I
Mm-hmm.
always give myself boundaries. And since I'm working remotely and there are different clients in different time zone, I always see to it that um, this is my working hours. This is the time that you can only talk to me, and
I see.
I always set that out when I'm onboarding a client. Well,
Right.
it's a case
Mm-hmm.
to case basis. If you're working with an agency, but
I
it's
see.
always negotiable with them. So
Mm-hmm. Right. We have a question from Kenneth. As an introvert person, Josh, how do you voice out if you are already feeling burnt out, like you are being undervalued, overused, and unappreciated at your workplace? May pinagdadaanan tong si Kenneth.
my
You know what,
co-host,
Kenneth? Yeah. Go on.
um, I always write my thought first before I'm going to voice it out.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, you're not an extrovert who can be as spontaneous as you could be, or
Mm-hmm.
you are not an extrovert who is polarizing enough to talk straight to a person and then utter words.
Mm-hmm.
You're an introvert, so always play with your strength. If you're good in structures, which I believe most introverts has that kind of thinking, go on, write it first, and then talk to them. One of the things that you should learn when working remotely or working in any type of relationship is that conflicts will always be there, and conflicts
Mm-hmm.
will make a relationship better. And sometimes there's this quote that I've learned from my mentor: every relationship has always an ending. So
Oy.
if
Okay.
you're if you're working with them and things are not going as planned, and you voice it out already, you've negotiated everything, maybe you just have to find the ways, craft the words that you should say, and then end the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's always on how you end the relationship. It's not about the ending itself.
Oh, that's a really good point. I hope our viewers can learn from that. And speaking of, how do you continue to grow and develop professionally in your field? Like, what are the things that you should do?
I have mentors, a lot of mentors.
Yeah, yeah, you've mentioned yeah the mentors multiple times.
Mentors. I always see mentors as a cheat code. They already know. Always choose a mentor that has walk in your path. For example, you are a copywriter. You have to find a copywriting mentor. For example, you want to be a high performer. You have to find a mentor um, who teaches high performance. If you love life systems, creating systems for yourself, your
Mm-hmm.
business, and everything, find a
Mm-hmm.
life system mentor that fits you. um, because their frameworks will help, and their principles will give you a good edge on
Mm-hmm.
navigating your success. It doesn't mean that you have to be on the same level, because eventually you'll get there. um,
Mm-hmm.
what you should take on are the perspective, how they deal with stuff. Because if you don't have any mentor, it's easy for you to quit. It's easy for you to give up. It's easy for you to surrender and everything, and then I'm done, I quit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a mentor, you can always share your thoughts, ask questions. How can I fix this? How can I move forward on the situation? They are a guiding light. They are the
Mm-hmm.
trailblazer in the path that you're going through, and sometimes you just have to walk on that path.
Right. Again, no man is an island. You really
Yeah.
need someone to help you and to guide you. But speaking of mentors, kasi I had mentors before, and some of them are not effective. Some of them are, helped me a lot. But how do you find the right mentor for you? Because
Align,
they will really help you in terms of your career. So how do you find the right ones?
alignment of values. That's one of the things that I'm
Yeah.
always
Mm-hmm.
looking into.
Mm-hmm.
If they share the same values, they share the same trait, um,
Mm-hmm.
then build a relationship with them. Invest in their, the easiest way for you to be mentored by them is to invest on their course. And then if
Mm-hmm.
there's a way for you to have their one-on-one mentorship, you know,
Mm-hmm.
then by all means, save money, invest on it until you
Mm-hmm.
build that kind of relationship with them, and then the friendship will come along. And then you can always feel the connection if you share the same values.
Right. And I think aside from getting mentors, for you to grow and develop professionally in the field that you have right now, is to seek out learning opportunities. Attend conferences, workshops, training sessions. There's so many, even yung mga free. There are
Mm,
plenty of it. And I think you should also stay curious, remain
mm,
open to new ideas, approaches, and always seek out for opportunities to learn and grow.
mm.
Ayun. And then, one thing, papasok din dito yung self-love. Continuous reflect on your progress. Kasi, regularly reflect on your experiences and accomplishments, and consider how you can use them to continue your professional growth. I think what do you call this? Self-awareness can really
Yes.
help you. What's your lacking? What are the things that you need to improve? So that's something that you should do as a self-love as well. So for those people in the single, let's just focus on self-love this
Hashtag
year.
self love.
Yes. So a few more questions before, because 8 minutes before we end the this talk. What do you believe are the key qualities rather of someone who loves their work?
They are driven. They are, yeah. It's just you just have to be driven and passionate on what you do.
Right.
Um, and then everything will just fall into place. It's the um if I'm going to quote Kobe Bryant for this, it's
Mm-hmm.
finding it's being obsessed on the process. That's how you fall in love with it.
Right. Right.
Because day in and day out, in most cases, you will feel not motivated to it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are obsessed and in love with the process that you're going through and setting the right
Mm-hmm.
mind frames in your mind, then
Mm-hmm.
everything just falls into place.
I agree. I agree. And it will fall actually in the passion, your passion, right? It will fall
Mm.
directly to that. The last question would be, how do you stay passionate and inspired about your work? Like, for example, you already are in love with the job that you're doing right now, but how do you stay passionate and inspired when even when it becomes, difficult?
Mm, it's always going back to your why. It's always going back on why you started all of these things. Why did you even
Hmm.
start this in the first place? Why did you even
Right.
walk on this path?
Mm-hmm.
What keeps you driven as of the moment? Find
Mm-hmm.
the core drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, find your core drivers that will push you. Um, and one of the ways for you to um, be passionate with, sometimes it's just sharing the things that you've learned along the way to your friends, along
Right.
the
It's
way to your
speaking. Mm-hmm.
community.
Right. And speaking of friends, Kenneth asked, learned a lot from Josh. Thank you. One last question. How do you value your friends?
Um, I always one of my love language is to one of there's always two types of love language, the receiving end and then how you give it back. I
Mm-hmm.
think one of the ways for me to give it back is to give giving. So
Mm-hmm.
I give time, I give gifts sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes I'll give them an super out of nowhere appreciation just to boost up their day. That's how
Right.
I
Oh,
give
that's so
value
nice.
to my friend, because what I learned is
Hi,
that
friend. Hi, friend. No, go on.
and one thing that I learned is that it's always easy to build relationship with other people if
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
they feel appreciated, they feel valued.
Yeah, I agree because I'm like that. Like I do my best, really, if I get appreciated by the people that I love and I care about. And again, that's a very good drive for me to move forward and to be better in life. So yeah, I think that's the end of our talk. But before that, before we end, do you have like any other um tips or things that you want to share with our audience? Again, hello to our 567 viewers in Kumu. So I think this
Wow.
is the yeah, this is the um yeah, I think this is the most viewed episode we have since
Ooh.
we started. So thanks, Josh, for this. But go on. What is your tip or lesson that you want to share with our viewers?
uh, I think I will always echo on this is that um fall in love. I mean, be deeply, madly fall in love with the things you do, because your future self
Hmm.
deserve it.
Oh, that's so nice. Yes, yes, our future deserves it. And if you really like your job, you will always look for the ways to become better at it. You won't regret spending time on Ako, I personally believe it. If you love what you're doing, you won't regret spending time on seminars, self education, tips
Yes.
from more experienced people. So, if learning something new about your profession seems boring to you, you probably should think of changing your work position. I mean, I think that's the time. And speaking of changing your work position again, before we end, we will have our Cebu based virtual job fair on February 22 at 3 p.m. And we are looking for accounting support, accounts payable representative, and all those job positions that is um might good for you. And if you are interested, we will share you the link for that job position. Again, Josh, thank you so much for your time. We really enjoyed it. Actually, hindi ko
Super.
napansing 1 hour na siya. And it's, again, it's really timely for us to appreciate ourselves and what we have right now, the job that we have. By the way, eto lang pala, isisingit ko lang siya kasi Sir Coach Neil, you know Coach Neil, right? He
Yes.
mentioned that during his talk before na it doesn't matter if hindi ganun kalaki nakukuha mo right now sa job mo. You don't need to pick stuff just because it's a huge amount of salary. What you really need is to be better with what you're doing, to love what you're doing, and to really appreciate what you have right now because it's not the dead end. Eh. It's a process. So if you think it's not enough to have this kind of hindi ka nasasatisfy pa sa meron ka ngayon, it's okay because process pa rin siya. You will find the right job for you. And I'm hoping that sooner or later this year, yung mga audience natin makita na yung right job for them. So,
Perfect match made
ayun.
in heaven.
Yes, perfect match. Yes. And I believe Josh you found it. And I
For sure.
actually found it as well. So, I hope and I manifest that each one of us ganun din yung mangyari sooner or later. So, yon, thank you so much, Josh. Please promote your social media accounts kung gusto ka nilang i-follow.
You can always search my name. Oh no, I cannot be searched. You can search my social media account for business, the Copy
Mm-hmm.
Summit at the Copy Summit in Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
and you can always connect with me in Facebook. Just search my name, Joshua Luna. I believe I'm on the highest rank. I'm not sure, but for sure you're going to find me in there.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much, Josh. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank you for giving us your 1 hour just to share to our audience your thoughts about how to fall in love with your career. So, thank you again and have a great weekend. You guys, this is the end of our episode for today. Again, thank you for joining in and see you on our next live. Thank you guys.